Welcome to Last Free Souls, the Experience. My name is Dakota Ayers.
My name is Nolan Anselmi.
And basically what I'm doing today is I'm going to be interviewing Nolan, the co-founder of Last Free Souls, and basically be bringing you his perspective of why he thinks he's a last free soul. So to kind of start it out, you want to tell us a little bit about, where you started, where you were born, and what made you the person that you are today.
For sure, dude. Thanks for the introduction, by the way. And again, my name is Nolan Anselmi. I was born and raised in Bozeman, Montana, and actually more so grew up in a town about 10 minutes away, right outside of Bozeman, called Belgrade. Reason being, my mom was a teacher in the town at the time, and I definitely was a little devil child, a lot of people would say. And sometimes that's not a bad thing, and I definitely don't think it's a bad thing in my aspect, because some of the things that I got in trouble with in the day, it was more so people saying that I wasn't allowed to do something, and I would always go and do it because I always thought it was a block or something somebody was telling me was impossible. So I would go do it because I was curious and I knew it could be done, and I wanted to prove myself it could be done. So I always did that, and then kind of took that mindset into high school and just found love and passion for entrepreneurship and business, and applied that mindset of breaking that barrier into the business world. And so that's just kind of my upbringing, and yeah, I guess I'll have to cut it off there. I don't really know where else to go with that.
Awesome, man. So you mentioned your entrepreneur journey, a little bit about how it started. What kind of made you want to make a difference, and what kind of made you want to do this thing for the rest of your life?
What made me really want to make a difference is just growing up in a young age. I'm not smack talking my parents or anything like that. They gave me everything I could ever ask for when I was growing up. But for my future family, I really just want to, someday if my child was sitting next to me reading a National Geographic magazine and saw something in Europe that he thought was legit and wanted to go see, I'd be like, I would love to take you to do that. And I don't want to be that parent that has to sit there and have this conversation with your child that completely breaks their heart because you're telling them you don't have the money to go take them to Europe. And, that even transfers over to even people that do have wealth and use it as a tool to do better things for the world. I definitely want to use money as a tool to better this world for sure. And that's mostly it right there.
Awesome, man. So you being the co-founder of Last Free Souls, you being the one who kind of started this all with me, what is your personal definition of a last free soul? I mean, going back to our first episode, we said what the company definition was. What is your personal definition? How do you personally resonate with it?
For sure. My personal definition of a last free soul is just taking it back to day one. Our message and the reason why we started this is what keeps me going and going and going when I don't want to. And I really just love surrounding myself with people who are go-getters and just grind. I love people who hit life with full throttle and don't care what happens because they have their visions and their goals and they know what they want in life. And that's who I really surround myself with, and who I kind of consider and do consider a last free soul, is because they just want more in life. They know who they are, and they're just digging and pushing themselves to their maximum limits.
Absolutely, man. I love that. So you being the social media guy, me being kind of the graphic guy, we kind of have different roles. I know you're kind of the voice of the company. You kind of want to explain what your role is, and how do you think you actually connect with the audience, the last free souls out there?
Definitely. So just kind of keep that short and sweet. Basically, what I love about social media is it is a tool and platform for anybody around the world to contact and get network groups with, and just view someone else's life. And that's a huge tool I think social media offers, and that's what I love about it. Is you can make so many connections, you can meet so many people, you can create your own story, you can completely paint an open canvas on social media, and you can create a whole life that nobody thought ever could exist, which can be bad in some aspects, but it's also good if you take the right opportunity and use it the right way. And that's mostly what I do. I love connecting with people. I make as many connections as possible to grow our account and just get our content out there. And even with models and stuff, offering them clothing in exchange for pushing our content out there. It's awesome to have conversations with people, and you meet so many different types of people too. It's freaking sweet.
Definitely. I love that, man. We've been on this process for about 4 years now. You've definitely learned some things. I've definitely learned some things. What are some personal, things that you've learned that may have worked for us, things that may have not worked for us along this journey?
Some things that I've done that I really pushed hard for and realized really weren't working is, even what you brought up too, is mass following. And also, like, when you do have a good following, even if you are mass following and for some reason you luck out and have some crazy interactions with your profile. One thing I definitely regret doing is having a decent audience on my Instagram and then just kind of not posting, I guess.
Yeah.
I just stopped posting. I don't really know why. I just didn't have content. I do know why. I didn't have content to post. And it's something I really regret because I dropped a lot of interactions. I'm probably down to half that I used to be. And, that's something, and even I think that I should have just kept going with. And that's a piece of advice that I think anybody can take is just keep going. Don't stop because you don't have content. If you don't have content, go get content. Go find content. Go make content. Go do whatever you have to do to get content to throw a photo up.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's what I do every day. That's what we do with Last Three Souls every day. Honestly, I love that, man. What say to kind of cap this off? What is kind of the future that you see for Last Free Souls, man?
For sure. For the future for Last Free Souls, I really just want to take what we have and make it huge. And make this huge group of people that are Last Free Souls and are out there doing more for themselves and for their world. And I want it to be, even just a support group where people can, come to us when they're trying to start something and give it's just a huge support group of people giving you pointers and helping you out and pushing you to your maximum limits, because there are people out there that will charge you hundreds of thousands of dollars to teach you what, a lot of the stuff we've learned and taught ourselves. Mm-hmm. And I really think that that's not something that's ethical. I think it's something that you should pass on to see others see success for themselves.
Absolutely, man. I fully believe in that. Last question I'm going to ask you, for our viewers and for our audience, where can we all find you at?
For sure. You can definitely find me on social media, focused on Instagram and an app called Fullest right now. My @handle is Nolan Anselmi on Instagram and Nolan-Anselmi on Fullest. And I dabble on Twitter a little bit too, mostly for humor purposes. I don't really focus on business on it. It's just something I screw around with. And if you ever want to talk to me or reach out to me personally too, feel free to reach me at my personal email, nolananselmi@gmail.com, or feel free to email both of us at lfsapparel@gmail.com.
Awesome. Thanks so much for the interview, Nolan. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you, man.
We'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you.